Bataleur camp, and it's in the heart of the Masai Mara. And let me swing around here and show you what our view is here. This is the plains of the Masai Mara. It is absolutely stunning. You can't believe how lovely this is, and this is a very top end camp, and it will feature in an upcoming video. So let's go to some of your comments now. Thank you, Eddie, for your congratulations. I've got the wrong glasses on too. Ninji, is it Ninja, has just found me. Thank you very much after seeing my USA F1 video. And I've got another Vegas video coming up probably in a week or so from now. It deals with the aftermath of the event and whether it was a winner or a loser. Yes, I'm photographing Stuart. If you have a look at my, well, I'm not putting any of the pictures up on my Instagram page. I'm putting them on my story post. So they last a day, and there's a picture up from yesterday, which is quite gorgeous. Thank you, Jeff, for your compliment. Hello from Joburg, South Africa. I've been to your city. I think we only stayed one night, and then we headed out to Londolozi, which was quite lovely. My grandparents used to live in Lancelin. Well, thank you very much, big fella. I spend, oh, really, how many would it be? 13 weeks in Lancelin, tops, maybe less. Kim, should I make a Hawaiian shirt with your face on it for next year? Oh, jeez. I'm not sure I'd wear a shirt with my face on it, Brianna, but I do thank you very much for the suggestion. I'll give those who've just joined a bit of a look here at what I'm looking at. It's quite special, huh? And that's my family over there and our guide. Well, not all my family. Jace is still back in Perth, but anyway, they're having lunch over there, and I'm sitting out by this lovely pool in glorious weather. It would be 25 degrees here in the shade, maybe 27 out there. Perfect weather. Very nice to see your videos this year, says Rodney. Thank you for that, Rodney. Any questions you would like answered here, given that I've got, I'm celebrating 300,000 followers. I remember where I was when I had 100,000. And by the way, Super Chat gets your comment flashing on my screen. And that behind me here is a shower. Yeah, 100,000 followers. I was in an Airbnb after the Barcelona Grand Prix of 2021. And I sat there and I watched it tick up. And of course, when you're around that mark, you'll go to 300,000, and then the next minute you're back at 299.98, and then you're at 3,000, 300,001, and it just goes backwards and forwards until you get comfortably past that 300,000 level. Am I there for Christmas? No, back in Australia. Tarun from India. Been there once. Went and photographed tigers in Bandar National Park, if that's how you pronounce it. You can only subscribe once. Yes, that is true. I'm not very comfortable where I'm sitting, but I'm happy to be uncomfortable for you guys who've made the effort at 3 p.m. here in Kenya, which is, did I say 7 a.m. somewhere? Oh, I remember. It's either Brazil or, no, Rio or LA, New York. Any chance you do a sign print from Checo? Nothing confirmed yet. Race in Greece. Is that did you know something? I won't visit India again until I get, until we get a race there, if indeed we get a race there. What is my favourite part of the US now that you come here multiple times a year? Favourite part? Well, I love Vegas because my videos were hugely popular. And I mean, my revenue from YouTube was up 3 times what it normally is because of Las Vegas. But I do hate the tipping. I hate it with a passion. And I don't know how you Americans put up with it. In Australia and most parts of the world, Europe, people just get paid the right amount of money up front and they don't have to beg for money. So, yeah, don't like the tipping. Did you consider going to Honda Thanks Day? No, unless there's an event where I'm at. I'm not travelling to other events. It's just not worth it. Are Paddock Club tickets worth it? If you've got a lot of money and you don't need that money, it's more than worth it because you get the best access. But if you need the money, there are other things that perhaps would be better value for you. Favourite airline blogger? Well, Dennis, I'm Oh, Dennis Bunnick or Sam Chewy, right. I don't know Dennis, so I'd have to say Sam. Sam gets amazing access. I do sometimes laugh at his use of the English language, but it's not his first language, and my Chinese is 0, so I can't be too critical. But yeah, he gets amazing access. When am I heading back to Perth? Oh, shortly, once I've finished with this. Mark Lawrence is from my birth town of Adelaide, and it's the best part of your day or week. I'd love to hear that. That is joy. Have I ever been to NASCAR? Yes, I did a video on it. Go and have a look at my past videos and you will enjoy my NASCAR weekend. It was this year, wasn't it? Earlier this year. How do I get... What's that? How do I get any opportunity into F1? That's way too broad a question. Are there any other sports or events that you're interested in photographing? Yes, the Olympics. In fact, I made a contact today and I'll see. There's a long shot I'll get accredited, but hey, if you don't ask, you don't get. Enjoying the weather. I love the weather. It's unbelievably beautiful. Who is your favourite driver to photograph? Well, if you've followed me for some time, you'll know I never say favourite drivers. Would you ever take on an intern? No, that's not even a thing. You don't teach people how to photograph Formula One at Formula One. They go and learn at base motorsport level. And there's no such thing as an intern. There's only... FIA wouldn't grant accreditation to an intern, and there's not enough space in the media centre for... Imagine if everyone had an intern. No, that's not going to happen. Where am I? Other questions as I sit here on the plains of the Masai Mara on what is a splendid day. I have no predictions. Lando to win a race. He's put in enough time, and maybe for Max to make a mistake once this year. Did I see Danny Rick's Heineken collaboration? No, I did not. You can tell me about it if you want. And remember, if you want to get your comment to the top so I definitely don't miss it, make sure you click on Super Chat. Now, I've also done my best of photo book, which is available. And if you order before tomorrow, what are we? Is it Thursday? If you order before Friday Australian time, you will be able to get express shipping, no extra charge. Normally it's $12 extra. But you get that free of charge so that your book arrives before Christmas. So you can put it under someone's tree for them. And there's still some driver prints left. We recently sold out of Nick De Vries. We had one left for him. That's gone. There's only 10 of Liam Lawson. He was very popular. We still have Valtteri Bottas, Gunther Steiner got a couple left. Jackie Stewart sold out the other day. So yeah, if you're after genuine, signed by the driver or team principal pics, go to my page, because I'll tell you, so much of what you see signed by the driver ain't signed by the driver. Okay, but you get a digital pic when you buy one of my signed pics, so you know that your print can be married up to that picture, and you can. And as I've seen people do, they actually get their digital print picture and they print it and they put it in a frame with the picture and their certificate of authenticity. So for resale value, it's a killer. Liam has a YouTube channel now. He's a good kid. How much longer in Kenya? A few more days. Loving it, every minute of it. And in fact, we're loving this resort so much, and you'll love my new Africa video next week on this luxury resort here, that we're not even going out for an afternoon drive, and that doesn't happen very often. Can you take Max with signed photograph? Nothing confirmed yet. All the ones that are confirmed are up on the page. If they're not on the page, they haven't been done, and we will look at next year. Thank you very much to whoever said thank you, T. Kanji. And Gen Z Nation is from Kenya. Look, here's your country. Nice, huh? Does F1 teams vet your work? No. I don't have anything to do with F1 teams. Any pics of Daniel? If they're available, they're on the website right now, but I can tell you there's nothing from Daniel yet. F1 in Adelaide or Melbourne? Adelaide was much better. How do you earn so many points for booking reward flights? I've spent a lot of money on my credit cards. Take up my wife's in charge of the points. She's an absolute buzz. She knows every loophole there is. I'm a shagger. All the best for your YouTube future. Thank you. Look, when I first started this, I must have had 1,000 or so followers from something else, and I just changed the name. And Tyler, my son, said, "Oh, you should do YouTube," and he pushed and pushed and pushed, and eventually I said, "All right." And I did a video, and it was very rank, and we had to do it again. But now I'd like to think I'm a whole lot better, but my gosh, I've got a long way to go. And I've realised that we have to be more timely. We have to get stuff out the minute the story breaks, which is sometimes quite tricky. I'm just going to put that there so I can stop holding it. There we go. I am excellent. Well fed, I can tell you that much right now, and well travelled. We just drive around here in the Mara in one of the most magnificent four-wheel drive Toyotas and look for wildlife to photograph. What's that question? What's better, photographing F1? Oh, photographing F1. I did my time with Messages on Hold. That's the company that I still have in Australia, which is very successful, but I have good people working in that now. Okay, here's a super chat. Says, Terra Media, love your content. Congrats on 300. I had a crack at YouTubing the Singapore GP this year. What an event. On my way to 1,000 subs, loving filming. Good. Everyone who's got more than 1,000 subs had 1,000 at one point, so you're on the right track. Thank you to Stoney, who's now a backer. Welcome to backer. How do you adopt the timing? Oh, hang on, what's that? With different countries. Adapt. No problem. Just go to sleep, and if I wake up at 3 in the morning, take a sleeping tablet. Never really an issue. Some countries, mainly going to the US, I tend to have, certainly the 12-hour time difference recently was a bit of a challenge. There's my son over there. Have you finished lunch?
Yeah.
Right. That's Tyler. He's heading up through the bush. Albert Coe, one of my very solid YouTube backers and supporters. Thank you, Albert, for your support. Did you get something from me in the mail?
Japanese.
How is your preparation go for the China race? What do you why do you hate that race? It's just in an awful area. There's no atmosphere at the track, really. They struggle to get crowd along there. I don't love it. It's my least favourite race. Maybe this year it'll be different, but I think they definitely need... Well, it's never going to go anywhere else in terms of Shanghai. Maybe they move it to Beijing, but there's just nothing around there. It's an industrial area. It's not pleasant. Which V8 supercar driver? Look, I'd be lucky to name one. Van Gisbergen. I think he drove in a NASCAR race, didn't he? Right. Thank you to Stephen Knutson for his congratulations. Who recommended Kenya? Well, I came to Kenya 10 years ago and started and did my first of some like 13 safaris over 2.5 years and produced a book called Africa on Safari, which is still available at kimelman.com, and it comes with shipping to anywhere, or most countries in the world. And that was a great time. So this has been, it's been about 8 years since I've been back here. And Tonya said, right, we've got to go and do another safari. And we've got Paul, our magnificent guide, and I'm loving it. Yeah, I've seen crocs in the water, not out. Why don't I come to Morocco? No, not going to Morocco. How did you end up in F1? How did you move the ladder in your... I just decided I wanted to shoot it, and I sent in something. I went through the FIA media page and told them what I thought I could do for the sport, and here I am. How many subscribers you need for YouTube to be your main income? I don't know. Depends how lavish your tastes are. I'm sure I could make quite a bit of money out of this if I didn't have if I didn't go business and first. Which race was your favourite this year and why? Look, I always loved shooting the Monaco GP. I liked the end of the Brazil race, because I took that most stunning photo of Checo and Fernando, and I also liked Vegas for the atmosphere. I hated Qatar with a passion. It was just way too tough. Just didn't like the whole experience. Maybe that'll change next year because it's 6 weeks later. What was that one there? Up there was Sky and F1 themselves. Thanks very much. That's very high praise. What was your favourite food you tasted this year? I had a great steak at Morton's in Vegas on my first trip there a few weeks before the race. I remember that meal. I also remembered a great meal on a plane. Do I think McLaren will do an Aussie livery? I don't know. I haven't even considered that. You would probably have more idea. No, I don't hate Morocco. I've been there. Morocco. No, I flew through there with Royal Air Morocco once. I was in the airport for an hour and in a hotel room close to the track for 10 hours. So I know nothing. And it was at night. So nothing of your city. But have you done the Le Mans 24 hour? I have not. AJYT. Did you? This is tricky to read because I haven't got my right glasses on. Let's go higher like this. I'll go back and find your comment. And if not, have you thought about it? Yeah, look, I've thought about it a couple of times, but I've never done it. And I don't know why I haven't done it. Perhaps it just hasn't worked out to be on the right days that I needed to do it. Are there any drivers that don't like photographers? No, teams are all fine. Sometimes I'll get asked, and it was recently, you might have seen my post about Alex Albon. He came out somewhere, was it in Japan? Can't remember. Anyway, he had his hand over his logo when he saw me on his chest like this, and he laughed, and I took these pictures, and then one of the media guys came up and said, Kim, please, can you not use those images? We're not supposed to show this logo until next week. We're just doing some pre-work. I said, fine. And I kept it for months before you saw it the other day. Why is Melbourne better than Adelaide? It's not. Adelaide's a better city for GP. They must be wondering how you have great internet in Kenya. Well, I tell you, this place here, I keep forgetting the name of Battle Camp. I was getting 17 megabits per second upload, and like at the last camp it was 2, and that was at the best time. Sometimes it was 0.8, and that's important. We all know Brisbane is the best city, but they don't have a GP and never had one. Favourite race ever, Baku, when Max came off and then Lewis came off. That's the one I remember straight away. There might have been better ones. What was your favourite thing about the F1 of Vegas? It was. I'll tell you what I didn't like was the lighting in the paddock was shocking. It was so dark, it rendered it really hard to shoot there. But I love the celebrities. The one thing I remember vividly, and I think I mentioned this in my upcoming video because I do a little wrap on the aftermath of the Vegas GP, was after the national anthem, which Donny Osmond, now you younger people will not know him, but anyone my age or even probably 20 years younger will know this guy. He was part of the Osmonds. He nailed the national anthem, but afterwards they played Viva Las Vegas as I walked from the grid to turn 1, and at that point my skin was prickling. I thought, this is amazing, and they really knew how to amp that crowd up. So well done to them for that. And you will want to watch my wrap of the race because I speak again to Vegas Paulie C. Now, any of you from the US or perhaps on TikTok who watch Vegas Paulie C stuff, he's a real character. And I like the guy, and I watched a lot of his stuff prior to going to Vegas for the race. So I was primed about what to expect. And he gives his feedback on what the reaction was in the city on the following days of the race. No, F1 doesn't sponsor me at all. Or your travel. No, we don't buy paddock tickets. We get a free pass, and we work in the paddock. Will you visit the Lee Collection? I've actually done a video with the Lee Collection. Go and have a look at my past videos. Right, here is a supporter, Nemo G, been with me 31 months. Thank you for that. Did the Vegas manhole cover photos do well and pay for your trip? The YouTube video did. It was an absolute monster, 500,000 views on the first day. And what I need is one of those every week. That was an amazing turnaround. And I can tell you, it was due to the fact that I think I was probably the first to have anything up. And the way it played out was The accident happened. I didn't know the accident happened. I glance around, see a red flag. I go to my phone to check up on what's happened. I see a message from my son, Jace, who's working with me in Perth, and he's monitoring what's going on. He says, that accident's not far from you. So I work out where it is. I race up there. I photograph all the aftermath of it. And I put the pictures up to Getty, and they went around the world. And then I get back to the media centre, and I realise that we've got 2 to 2.5 hours of nothing. And Jace says, you need to get some cold vision to us to edit, and I can record in the media centre, no problem at all. And I said, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. He said, no, you have to do it, it'll be a 100,000 view video. And I thought, right, I'll go and, I said, you make some notes. So Jace made some notes, I made my notes, and I went and took my camera down to a far end of the media centre, and I voiced in there for maybe 20 minutes, and recorded for 20 minutes, and then I sent that cold vision back to Perth. And luckily the time zone was such that my editor was awake. It was the middle of the day. He started editing, and by the time the session had finished at 4 a.m. local time, we could upload the video. And that is what I think got us all the views, and because somebody told me it was on the trending page, which I think is a good thing. I should have more of those. I still remember your live videos in the quarantine hotel. I did the 12-hour one. Yeah. In fact, my guide, Paul Karui, also watched that from Kenya here, where I'm sitting out on the deck overlooking the Masai Mara plains, which is perfect. What is the talk in the paddock about who will catch the Red Bull? No talk at all. Not amongst my friends. What else have I got here? If you want to get your comment definitely seen, hit the super chat button and we will go to it. And I just had a beautiful hamburger for lunch. And the thing about this camp is, if you don't like what's on the menu, you can say, can you do some pasta or can you do a steak? And they'll go, fine. This is probably the best food I've ever had at a safari camp. Did a driver get mad at you? No, not mad. Several of them say no more pics. But no one gets cranky. Any thought? Oh, and if they do have an issue, they come and talk to you about it. It's not like they come and thump you. Any thoughts on the FIA and F1 Academy drama, Kim? Yeah, I was quite amazed because when I saw that pop up yesterday, that one team had said that wasn't them, and then I saw another team and another. I've quickly gone through every single team and looked at their posts, and I saw that 6 had posted that it wasn't them. I didn't know that Red Bull, AlphaTauri and Aston had said something, so I put up a post saying 6 have denied it's them. These 3 I haven't seen anything from, and thankfully you guys do a lot of my research for me. So in the first 2 minutes of that being up, I got several comments. Oh no, Red Bull and AlphaTauri put up a story post, so I can change that straight away. And someone said, and Aston Martin put something on Twitter. Interesting thing is that Red Bull and AlphaTauri putting on their story post meant that it was only up there for a day and then disappeared. What do I read into that? No idea at all. And I've not spoken to anyone in Europe, so who knows. Thank you for Michael's love from California. Which drivers are the most difficult to shoot? Max, because he comes in late and he's always got the same clothes on and his head down. Who else is difficult to shoot? Not difficult, it's just that I don't shoot Lance Stroll much because he too comes in late, as does Fernando Alonso. And at some point you just have to say, right, now I've taken so many photos in the morning of drivers arriving, I now have to go back and edit them. No, I wouldn't consider any work at Le Mans. Oh, look, I'd like to go and see Le Mans and photograph it, but it's not something I'd kill for. Favourite special livery this year? The Gulf Oil Williams. And Alex Albon. No, I've got Logan Sargent print still available. Most photogenic driver? I think Charles is a very good looking man. Scrubs up pretty good. Sometimes I struggle with Carlos a bit because he's got some funny facial movements and he's got his head down. Max too, you often get some funny facial movements there. So I've got to be careful with what pics I put up, because you try and present them in the right light and make them look good. Is there any F1 photography spaces? I don't know what a space is. If you're a freelancer, almost everyone's a freelancer in F1. So, yeah, you've got to have a market. Donny Osmond was the best national anthem I've heard in years. He's still got it all right. I think he's a bit puffed up with the Botox in the cheeks. But anyway, he still performs in Vegas. He's got a residency there across the road from Caesars. And thank you too to the Caesars Palace people who looked after me deluxe over the Vegas weekend, and also last year at the launch. They put me up, and that is of immense value. Would I attempt to cover Valtteri when he's in Oz? No, I don't do anything in the off weeks. I don't need to. In fact, I'm going skiing, I think, when he's there. Any snow skiing, not water skiing, in Japan. Any off-season content we might expect? No, very little, because it just doesn't work well. Off-season, there's little interest. So I'm better off stacking up videos for once the season's in play. Steve, the Isle of Man TT sounds interesting, but I'm unlikely to travel halfway around the world for it. Any thoughts on the Madrid street circuit? Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'm not a fan of Barcelona. Not a fan at all. I love the city, but just don't think it's a great venue. Says Aussie F1 tourist. He's going, I gather it's a he. 89% of my audience is he. Going to the Japanese GP in April, staying in Nagoya. How easy is the train? The train's easy, it just takes a long time. And you do not want to be driving, because it's probably an hour and about 50 Aussie dollars each way in tolls. And it's it's probably more than an hour. I think it's just slightly less in the train. How much does a Red Bull underfloor pitcher as well? I've got no idea. I've never sold one. Never got one. Did you like Vegas GP? Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. Miami or Vegas? Vegas. Miami I don't rate. In a car park around a stadium, and there's no atmosphere around there either. Good for celebrities though. Found your channel during lockdown. Thank you very much, David. I'm killing it, says Bailey. Nice. Hello from Dubai. I'll be there in a couple of days. Stay a couple of days and have a look around. Might do a video. Don't know. I did a video on first class food in Emirates the other day, and I'm flying back with them, but I don't know what I should focus on for this next one. Anyway, a few more questions before I join my family back here for lunch. Love your air travel review videos. Good. As a cinematographer, I like your grounded approach. Traveling for work is all about efficiency. Yes, and if I can save hours by paying a little bit more, it's worth it, because I can then turn that saved time into YouTube videos and hopefully make more money. So this is that one there is our guide Paul. That one there is my travel assistant Brianna, who goes out with my son here, Tyler, and that's my wife Tonya, who is exceptional at organising stuff and backing me up and being so lovely. And this is my dessert.
I ate some of it.
Right. And the guys want to go for a swim later today, but this man here is an absolute gem. He's a real character. Do you want to say hello to 350 people?
Hello people. Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to Masai Mara. And come and enjoy this part of the world that Kim has enjoyed for the last 10 or 11 years. We've been around, going to see all the wild places, see gorillas, chimps, wildebeest crossing the rivers, lions, hunting, and good sunshine, good food, as he showed you the dessert. So you're all welcome.
He's a very, very funny man, and he tells some great stories. What did we say to him? We said to him today, do your kids love safari? And he said, what did your answer? I forced them to. Yeah, that's gold. Anyway, thank you for looking after us as always. All right, guys, 315 of you now, so I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us. And remember, stay passionate.